of that early, the stuff that Chris produced. More, it had more of a, I'm gonna say, a R&B-ish vibe to it. You know what I mean? Because he was a real music player. He wasn't like a sampler, etc. He was like a real player. So the music it took on, even though I was talking that shit on it, it still had that vibe to it. You know what I mean? But once I started producing, or at least co-producing, I'm gonna say, then we started getting songs like "It Gets Clowned" and the Gangsta Love came along. You know, the harder songs came along, man. So when the music started transitioning to something that was more commercial, something that I could see the homies in the hood banging, that's when, you know, I started thinking, because me and Havoc, we started searching, you know, trying to get us a deal. And we knocked on a few doors. Of course, you know, no deal came at that moment, but you know how you just know it's finna happen. Like, you know it. It's cracking. You know, you don't know who it's gonna be that's gonna give you the deal, how you gonna get the break, but you know the break is coming, bro. You feel me? So my years coming up in the streets and quietly doing my rap shit, along the way, I did music with DJ Chaos. That was the SEC's DJ. Along the way, I used to go to my cousin Havoc, the Ryan Son house, and freestyle with him. That became the second rapper in the South Central Cartel. You know, of course, I told you I met Havoc, the mouthpiece, and he became a member of the SEC through that. So everybody in the SEC, once me and Havoc started, I started feeling like something was gonna happen. I went to Havoc and I said, bro, I want to start a group. I want to get everybody that I done grew up and came up around and put them into a group. I knew LV because of, you know, the hood. You know me, I grew up LV. I used to, when I moved to the east side, LV lived on the block. So that's how me and LV is tight. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and I used to tell LV, what I would see LV walking down the street singing like a motherfucker, blowing. This is before anything. You know what I mean? This is the young LV. And, you know, I'm in my spot doing my dirt. Now all I can hear is somebody blowing. So I go out, I'm like, who the hell is that? It's LV. Just walking through the hood, blowing, right? So I tell him, I'm like, bro, I rap. This is right when I was starting to take it serious. I'm like, bro, I rap, and when I do my shit, I'm coming back for you, bro. We go, you know, I'm gonna put you on my shit, and I did that. You know what I mean? So LV, that's how he became a member of the SEC. So when I decided to start the group, you know, I don't know if Havoc the Mouthpiece really wanted to start the group or not, but me and him was so tight, he was like, whatever you want to do, Prod. You know, he just went on and he agreed with me. So at that point, we started working on the South Central Cartel.
Log off and come back. Yeah, sometimes Instagram gets a little communication issue. So hopefully he'll log off and come right back on. Appreciate everybody joining on this Thursday. This is episode 133. I'm with Big Prodeje from SCC. He should be back any moment. How's everybody doing on this Thursday? Big weekend plans or not? What's going on out there? Anything going on good? Hopefully, Big Prodeje, let me check. He'll probably be right back on. There he is. Appreciate that Lauren. There we go.
Yeah, somebody called my phone and it just went out of whack, man.
Yeah, sometimes you got to put it on do not disturb, but I think that also causes issues. So anytime that happens again, just log off and come right back.
For sure. I
I
got you.
think we left off at LV.
When I started the SEC.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So when I decided to start the SEC, I basically just called all of the guys that I had previously, well, most of them, because there was a couple of cats that I had did music with, but for some reason, I didn't end up calling them for the SEC, but I did end up, they always been around. But anyway, so I decided to start a group, and that's how the SEC was formed, man, basically from a lot of cats that I had done. Everybody that's in the group, I knew them personally from something. But I knew that these cats was into the music because I had, we had done some kind of freestyling or whatever it might have been back at that time together. Or I knew, like in LV case, that the boy was super talented.
Right.
And, I wanted him just, you ain't going to lose with having that kind of talent in your group. You feel me?
Right.
A lot of people don't know that LV was an original member of the South Central Cartel.
Right.
But he was. You feel me?
At this time, are you guys recording demos and label shopping? And if so, what labels did you shop to?
Well, I mean, once we started the group, of course, one of the things that happened was some of the songs that I had been recording myself ended up being SEC songs. So we took some of the stuff that I had already started doing, or I might have already done that song, and we just threw havoc on it and made it a South Central Cartel song. And then we started shopping it. We went to, shit, man, it was numerous labels, bruh. It was numerous labels, at that time. I know for a fact that in the midst of us signing on our first independent deal, we had options to sign with it was a label 8 was signed to. It was a label through, at the time, I think they was part of MCA. I'm trying to remember the name of that label. I can't remember it right now. But anyway, it was that label. It was a cat over at A&M, some cats at A&M that wanted to sign us. You know what I mean? But for whatever reason, Havoc and the people that was with him doing with the business side of it, because I was a studio guy, I was a producer. They decided to take the deal with Quality Records, which was an independent at the time. They was doing their thing, I knew I had heard of them before, but of course A&M or we thought that might have been, but for some reason that didn't happen.
What was Pump Records? Is that a part of Quality Records?
Yeah, the main label it was called Quality Records, Pump, Quality Pump. You know how they have a little subsidiary,
right?
Subsidiary of it. Let me turn this down. A subsidiary of the label. It was one of those situations.
What was the details to that particular deal? Just a one album deal, or?
Oh man, that shit was it was a lot of albums, bro, and it wasn't a big deal. It was a little bitty scrub deal. It was this your first chance, your shot deal. You feel me? Wasn't a lot of money involved, none of that shit. You know what I mean? But at that time, we didn't give a fuck about no money. We wanted a record deal. You feel me? We didn't give a damn about no money. I mean, like most people. We just wanted to put a record out, I saw the interview you did with your boy from Farside, and he was like, I just wanted to get a song on K-Day. Man, that's how the hell we felt. You just wanted to be recognized. You feel me? And we did that shit and we got recognized. Our first album did great. Did well.
Your first single, You Gotta Deal With This, back with You Gets Clown. What kind of reaction did you guys get when that finally dropped and hit the streets?
That shit blew up, bro. I remember because that You Get Gangsta Love came out like at the end of 1990, right around in the Christmas holiday, right at the end. and it popped. It popped. You know, You Gets Clown was just a B-side to Gangsta Love, because they was like, okay, we gonna put out Gangsta Love, but we gonna put You Gets Clown on the other side so the clubs will have something. That was the idea behind that. So when we put out Gangsta Love, man, we went out on promo tour, me and Havoc the Rhyme Son, with this guy named Aubrey Taylor, man. Aubrey Taylor was a beast, bro, at blowing up songs like radio, all that. Dude was a beast, bro. He was a beast. So we go out on the first promo tour. Nobody, of course, know who we are. Dude got us performing at the fucking worst shit. Like, if we pass by a hole in the wall, he going in and we gonna perform. He didn't give a fuck if it was aliens in that motherfucker. You feel me? That was the true Chitlin circuit, homie. That was the true Chitlin circuit. And me and Havoc used to hate it. You feel me? Every time we drove by something, we was like, man, watch, we finna have to perform in there. Watch, we finna. And I promise you, we didn't pass no hole in the walls that we didn't get on that stage. On our first promo tour, we damn near got on every stage and every club we passed by, because we drove from LA all the way to Philly, I think it was. You know, and we got on every damn little stage where people was looking at us like, who the hell is these motherfuckers? You know what I mean? And on our way down there, we did a whole lot of that, right? But I promise you, bro, on our way back, we went back to some of them same little, you know, back when record stores existed. We went to some of them same record stores that we had went through on our way to Philly. And on our way back, it was like, yeah, they starting to catch on a little bit. You know, nothing major, but they starting to catch on a little bit. We come back home, and the shit's popping. The shit's popping at home. You feel me? Like in the streets, it was like, you go to the swap meet, they was like, man, our shit was selling out everywhere. So we went back out on the road again for the second promo tour. And I bullshit you not, every little city, every little bullshit club, that shit paid off. Because once we came back through and we went to the record, they was like, man, SEC selling like one of the big groups. Like, you know, they doing that shit over here. So, you know, that shit was dope. And you know, that was a thing, because he was promoting our shit, and Spice won. That 187 proof, Spice won first ones. And I can remember it like night, you know, because he was promoting 187 proof and Gangsta Love, and then he started promoting Spice One at Welcome to the Ghetto joint. And I was like, woo-wee, this Welcome to the Ghetto is nuts. You know what I mean? But at the same time, You Gets Clown ended up taking off even more than Gangsta Love did. You Gets Clown ended up being the main single on our first one. Even though it wasn't supposed to be, it just ended up being that.
Right. This is a question that you probably get tired of answering, but as a fan from day one, the similarities between you and Mobb Deep's names, you said you were Prodigy from day one, which is back in the 80s. They came out in like 93. Can you clear that name similarity up for those who may not have known the story behind that?
Yeah, that shit's crazy. Anyway, let me go back. Now, the way my name even became Prodigy was just from when I started producing, right? I knew for some reason I could get on some equipment or whatever it may be, and I just picked the shit up. You know, I would pick up how to, you know, so the guy, he was like, man, you like a prodigy with this shit. And it's just like, Prodigy, I like that. You know, that's how I got my name, bro. It ain't like I seen something on the internet, or, well, it wasn't no damn internet, or in Right On or the Source magazine, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to steal somebody's name. No, man. So when I decided that I like Prodigy, I'm like, okay. I was kind of like a brainiac type of dude. So I look in the dictionary, you know, I'm like, what does this mean? I want to know everything about this name, right? So when I'm looking at the word, the Prodigy, right, I see the alternative spelling, Prodeje. I'm like, oh, I like that. I'm not gonna spell my name the original way. I want to be more creative, so I'm gonna spell mine with the little hyphen and all that. That's how I got the name, bruh. You know, and I done told this story 1,000 times, of course. Now,
Right.
how those youngsters ended up with the same name as us, that's a good one. That's a good one. You know, like I tell cats, because, you know, Prodigy rested in peace. So, you know, I don't even really like to talk much about it because he ain't even here. But I just say, you know, I'm just chalking it up, bruh. Somebody know the truth. You feel me? I don't know how that happened. You know, like everybody know the story. We ran into him in Atlanta, etc. You know, had our little words. You know, at the end of that, you know, it didn't turn into nothing because, like I said, Guru was there. Him and Premier was there, and they, you know, it probably would have been some. I don't know. You know what I mean? They was youngsters to us. We was kind of like a
Right.
little too old to be. We was still young, but we was older than they were, and it wouldn't have looked good if we would have, you know, been down there fighting with some teenagers, bro. You feel me?
Right.
Um,
Right.
Guru grabbed me and Havoc and walked us one way. Premier sat there. He talked to those cats, and it was squashed in Atlanta. You feel me? That night, we up in some suite at some function. They there, we there, everybody there. You know what I mean? No drama. Nobody said nothing else about it. It was kind of like, we going to just do our thing over here. Y'all going to do y'all thing over there. That's kind of like the impression that it was. I remember Prodigy did an interview and he was talking some shit, some other shit. But you know, man, I'm not the kind of motherfucker that got to get up here and lie about some shit. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
Or try to make it seem like we did more than we did in the situation. The point of the matter was they was there. Them little niggas did approach us. I give them that. Prodigy, I want to introduce you to Prodigy. Havoc, I want to introduce you to Havoc. So whoever it was, one of their homeboys introduced us, and we was like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, yeah, I remember I saw some shit about y'all in the source. I seen something in the source. Mind you, we already doing our shit. We done already put out music. We already doing our shit. So I turn around and I see something in the source. I'm not even tripping that shit because we already cracking. So, you know, I'm not, yeah, they got the same name. You feel me? I mean, I remember looking at that like, what the fuck? But not even like, kind of like, you know, kind of shit. No
Right.
disrespect to them. I didn't know them. I didn't trip off of it because we South Central Cartel. We doing our shit already. How the hell that happened? And that didn't
Right.
become a problem until Mobb Deep blew up. Of course. Once they blew up, and the crazy shit is, as Mobb Deep was really, really coming into their own is when we started having problems with the record label, and we was kind of going out of the spotlight more so as they was coming into the spotlight. So a lot of more people know who Mobb Deep is than us because we was here first. A lot of people don't know the truth of the matter is we was here before. You know what I mean? So when a lot of people like to say, I seen somebody even in this chat put Mobb Deep. That shit don't bother me at all, bro. Now, if you lie, if I see some shit and you lying, I'm gonna say something to you, bro, because that's some, you know, you know, Prodigy said that they saw us and we was shook in Atlanta. Come on, bro. Really? Really? Like, really? You know, like, that's really what you want to say. Rest in peace, Prodigy. But you know, that's really what you want to say, bro. We was shook, huh? That's crazy, bro. Like, you know, I don't understand why motherfuckers feel like they gotta make themselves bigger than what they were, as far as more gangster than what they were, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't going
Right.
down, bro. You know, like the shit we come from, bro, it's gonna take a little bit more than, you know, than that to shake for us to be shook. You know, it could have went ugly that out there. It could have, but it didn't. And that's good. You know, I'm glad it didn't go bad. You know, that probably would have stopped us from getting our deal with Def Jam. Because we hadn't got our deal yet. We were still on
Right.
quality when we ran into them. That's where we met Russell, at that same damn function. Russell was down there in the lobby too. That's how, you know, Havoc approached Russell and and open up that dialogue that ended up turning into that record deal, man. So, I don't know. I don't know the answer to your question. I don't know how that happened. I hope
Right. I
somebody
didn't
can
know.
tell me one day how that
Yeah, I
happened.
didn't know after all these years, like I said, it was always a mystery to the fan who never knew the similarities. I don't think magazines cleared it up. I think it
No,
just
they
went on
didn't.
in
The
time.
magazines, everybody catered to the Mobb Deep scenario because they were a bigger group. So they catered, you know what I mean, to the Mobb Deep scenario. Ain't too many people asked us, what's y'all side. But for the record, Premier did speak on it. He did an interview with I think it was Sway, and he spoke on it and he told the truth about it. He was right there. He was right there, bro. So he know what
Well,
happened.
I think if you do the timeline, you can already see, you guys are out in the late 80s. You guys got the names. Mobb Deep comes 93. So,
Right.
that pretty much clears up who's had it first. I just didn't understand, was it coincidence?
Right.
Just never knew the story. So I appreciate you clearing that up for
And I
us.
seen Prodigy a few times. You know what I mean? Like, I seen Prodigy a few times. There's been times when Mobb Deep was here in LA. And I knew they was here in LA. Yeah, man, Google, rest in peace to Google. That guy definitely intervened in that. But and Mobb Deep, 40 Glock him and Prodigy was tight. But 40 Glock was my nigga first. Like, I produced damn near and more than half of his first album. You know what I mean? And then eventually he ended up being a guy. You know what I mean? So it's like, bruh, if it was really a beef, it would have been a beef. It
right.
wasn't no beef, bro. That little shit happened. Now the fact of the name thing, that's some good shit. That's some good conversation. That's some good conversation. I love to have it because I know for a fact I didn't steal nobody's name. I'm not saying they took nobody's name neither. I'm saying I know for a fact I didn't steal it. You know what I mean? I know for a
Right.
fact Havoc, neither one of the Havoc stole no names. We got two Havocs in our group. How would that sound? Okay, we see somebody's that name is Havoc and Prodigy. Not only are we gonna steal Prodigy, we gonna steal Havoc twice. We gonna name two niggas Havoc. Since we gonna steal these names, we gonna name two of our niggas Havoc. That's gonna make it even more official. Man, get the fuck out of here. Some bullshit.
Right.
Bullshit,
No
bro.
doubt.